Okay, so we're finally here planning the map price. That's the first step that you want to have to practice into your trading account. The map price, how to set up finally the price lines that we need in order to plan the strategy of the day. So euro dollar, as we talked about before, is in buyer's area above 110 up to 160. That's been the full market area for the buyer. Now the seller area by default is below 110 down to the 095.35, which was the lowest price during the war with Ukraine and Russia. Very important transition between the 108 and 109. Transition again means the levels that is going to either take you back to the buyer area or take you down to the seller's area. That's very important. Don't get anything open on transitions, and everything has to be expired and closed by the end of the day. Like every trade, but specifically that transition is very important. Now, the euro is under economy as 2023 and the recovery and in sellers market area. So I'm going to take you now to an MT4, just a regular trading account, which is the trading account that I use for my practices. And again, the way we know this, how the market is actually trading into buyer's area or seller's area, is because of the history and the information that has been showing us since the beginning. Okay, so what you see here is basically an MT4, just the MT4, regular MT4. You see the people points down there installed, and then you see the map, the lines that I've been using today. Okay, of course, this video, it has to be with no setup of time. I mean, you have to see this video and it has to help you if the euro is at the 109, is at the 110, is at the 104, is at the 103. Okay, but this is what we have right now, and this is how we are going to use it. Okay, so I'm just going to go for, let's say, 1 day first, just to show you the activity of the euro dollar so far. So this is 2023, and the euro dollar is being just trading into sellers market area since, let's say here, July this year. That's when everything changed for the European Union. It was actually trading pretty well, and then the macroeconomic situation changed. That was in July this year. And then from buyers, it changed to the sellers market area. So from 1 month to the next, we were actually going all this, just going buying and buying with open interest and enjoying the ride. And then the European Bank changed their policy with the interest rates plus the US, and that changed everything for the euro dollar. And then we started being careful in the transition between the 109 and the 108. So remember that when I talk about market areas, this is just the analysis. It has nothing to do with the final strategy. It's just the analysis, you know, buy market area, sell market area. And then I go down to the range between the 107, 108, 106, 105. Okay, those are the range, the full range. And then inside the full range of the prices that I'm talking about here, we have the intervals. So I just want I wanted to take you down to the final strategy, how we apply it. Okay, so currency market might be a little bit boring for you if you're used to indexes in general, because they move way too fast. But at the end of the day, you have the tranquility that the FX market, it will take you safe to your target. You don't have that volatility except of news, of course, but you don't have that crazy moment as the indexes. It's not such a thing as just like all over the place, like the NASDAQ, S&P 500, whatever. So the FX market, honestly, in price action is just way safer than anything else. That's why I kind of love it. But we're going to talk about S&P and the NASDAQ as well. All right, so here we go. And this is October 2023. We have the euro trading at the 105.30, 105.40. And just, market area, sell market area. Again, once we were below the 110, we started just to go short on the euro every time. We had a few sessions buying, but not as the preference. Always the preference was to short, to short, to short the euro dollar, except in 1 day or 2 days in a week. It's not as often. Okay, so I'm gonna go down to 1 hour. In 1 hour, what I take from information is just basically how the market behaved in Europe or in the US the previous trading session. Okay, so I just want to know in 1 hour what happened in the European market and the US market. Okay, so this is the euro dollar. This is activity from Asia markets from here on. And this is the closing of the market today. We had the US closing down here today. The US market session closed here on the euro. European market closed also down here on the euro, and they opened here. So Europe opened here, the US opened also around here, and then they both closed below their opening prices. Okay, so what I said to my trading session is, of course, we short the euro today. And I told them, look, probably this is going to go down tomorrow as well. But the thing is that I have a very important psychological price around the 105.50. And that price might take me towards the 105.60, 70, and 80 as well, which is, of course, the highs of today. So if that happens, then I might consider buying tomorrow under the confirmation of the euro dollar above the 105.50. Okay, so what if tomorrow the European market opens for the seller? I have to also consider what am I going to do if it opens for the seller. This is the entire week right here, what you see on euro dollar. Again, only 1 hour. And at the time that you see here, we are on Asia market, so there's not much I can show you in real time. But eventually, I'm going to record a few videos updating this course to just show you in real time how you do this, how you apply price action. Because I don't do analysis. Yeah, analysis for me is just whatever. I trade. I show you how you apply finally price action. Because once it's passed, oh yeah, I knew that, but it makes no sense. If you want to be an expert in price action, you have to know what's going to happen within the next 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 hour, maybe 2 hours. That's it. The rest is just 100% speculation, and there's no something that we do here. We trade what we see, not what we think. Not what we think is going to happen. We trade what we see in real time, in the present moment. Okay, so again, what I told to my people is this. Okay, guys, so today the euro dollar open for the seller. Open for the sellers, and tomorrow what I see down here is a lot of buy potential. Between the 105 and the 104.90, I see a lot of buy potential. So that means that even though I'm on sell market areas, okay, then I also consider that the market was actually buying at the 105 up to almost 106. So I said to myself, well, yeah, it might go down tomorrow also even more, but be careful because the buyer on the 105 is still open. They're open. They had their buys open at this point, and I do not see the euro going down to 105 again. So we have to be careful, right? So this is the situation here. Again, try to install the people points. I use them as the beginning type of information for my traders so they can see for themselves how you can apply price action using the people point, but we don't actually plan an entry based on the pivots. That's very important. So what pivot point tells you is very easy. I mean, the price below the central pivot point, which is the gray one, you have sell pressure there. You have the shorts there. Above the pivot point, you have the buyers. Okay, so and then you have the resistance 1, resistance 2, resistance 3, and then supports. Okay, but one more time, we don't consider the pivot as something to plan an entry. Okay, that's something that is there so people to kind of see, okay, well, we have a short day today, or okay, we have a buy day today. That's all we see from the pivots. So here you go, the euro dollar trading at the 105.30. We are in Asian markets, and like I said, if tomorrow we have the euro about the 105.50, I might try to go up and buy up to 105.60, 70, and 80, considering then to short from the highs down below again. And if tomorrow goes down towards the 105, I might consider to buy. Okay, but just being very conservative when it comes to buy the euro on sell market area. Again, one more time, what you see here is you see buyers. Of course, the blue ones are the buyers, and they try to catch on the market pretty well as well. I'm not saying that I never go long on the euro if I'm on the sell market situation. I do go long on the euro as well, very carefully and weighing the confirmations. Okay, confirmation means when you have the price going for the price that you want to go for, and it closes above your price that you want to buy or sell. And then, for example, let's say, okay, I'm going to buy tomorrow at the 105.50. My confirmation means when you have the 15 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever you prefer, 15 minutes or 5, closes above the candlestick closes above your price, that means confirmation. That means that you have enough volume there to go and buy on this specific price. So what happened today is this. We have the euro dollar almost giving us the confirmation to buy there. And I said, don't jump in too far because we're gonna take the short from these ones. We're gonna take the short from these buyers. Okay, don't take it wrong. If you want to buy, it better be confirmed about the 105.50 up to, again, the highs. But if you don't have the confirmation, just stick to the seller. I'm going to go down to 15 minutes to show you what that means. So once I saw the euro here, I said, okay, well, my traders are not going to jump in and buy. They know what to do here. And they started shorting. That was when the market was closed, though, so not much activity. But from this point, we from these levels on the euro, I shorted today just one time. That's it, because then I saw a lot of buy potential. I saw the buyers coming. You know, you saw them coming, but to me, it means nothing when the market buys at the end, at the closing hours. So what you have to consider is that the banks and the institutions, they buy at the opening hours. And at the end, once if they buy, they hold it, that's fine for them. But if they open the market and you have all sellers, and then at the end of the trading session, the buyer is only taking the opportunity from the seller. But the day was short. It was a short day. It was not a buy day. Okay. So when I see buyers at the end of the trading session, I say, be careful. Don't trust these buyers. We trust the buyers at the opening, not at the closing. This is very important. We trust the buyers at the opening, not at the closing. Because you might get that confusion many times. You're saying, okay, what's a short day today? Everyone shorted the euro or whatever instrument. And then we got the buyers at the end. And then you might say, okay, time to buy because it's going to go up all day now. And the buyer only takes that chance from the lows of the day. That's all they're doing. That's all they're doing, okay? So be careful to consider the buyers at the end of the trading session once you have the day into the seller. Now, if Europe and the US open for buyers, meaning open interest, it keeps pushing even higher for the rest of the day, then yes, you can trust the buyers there. And if they take profits from that day down, the profit, so the price goes down, even though it opened for buyers, those sellers, you don't trust the sellers on a buy day, because those highs are only an opportunity from the seller on that specific situation, on that moment. You don't trust the sellers if the day is closing with open interest, because it can go up again even farther, even more. So the buyer, when you are in a sale situation, in a sale market area, and we have the buyer, because it's in short, but we have the buyer really trying to push the price. It's going to take them 2 trading sessions just to take the price up and then short again. So, because I've seen it many times, people saying, that's it, this is the lowest it can go, this is the lowest it can go, now it's time to jump in and buy with everything we can on the euro. And I said, don't go too fast, wait, it might happen, but just give it a time. Give it a time. It might happen that yes, from those lows, it's going to take us higher and higher and higher. But trust me on this one. I give it the market 3 days to see if they're holding, and that can take me towards the buyers again. If not, if it is only 2 trading sessions, I know that's going to fail. And you should know too. So again, in a short market situation, the buyer is only taking their chances. Okay, but if you're not sure about that, then you better stick to the seller. That's the most important piece of information I can give you right now. And if we buy, we must wait the confirmation before we jump in. The sell part is very easy when it comes to seller. Okay, we're going to talk about more instruments, but again, the first thing you want to do is, like, whenever you see this information, then grab first the lines from your MT4, your trading account, whatever you're using, and put the lines into the psychological prices. So what you want to do is this: you want to put a line into the 105 down here, then you want to put it into the 106, then you want to put it on the 107, and then at the 104. Those are the range, the full range market situation there. Inside the range, what you want to do, inside of the full market range there, you want to have the intervals. Remember the intervals? So you want to have a line from your chart at the 105.10, 105.20, 105.30, 105.40, 105.50, 105.60. Get all those lines ready for you. After experience and practice, you're not going to have all the lines in your chart. This is only for practice purpose only. Okay, so 10 by 10, all right? Just those lines right there, completing the full range, because you're not going to have the euro in one day from the 105 to the 106, right? Unless you have high impact information, but most of the time we have the price moving, I don't know, 80 pips, 7 pips, 70, 80, maybe 50 pips. It's kind of rare that it's going to do 100 pips in a day. It can happen. It can happen. Okay. So once you do that, you know what to expect from your trade every time it touches the price of your line there, right? So If it touches the 105.50, you know from the 105.50 it's going to go to 105.60, but you know that you're into the seller, so you have to wait for the confirmation and so on. So this is just the introduction, how we set up the strategy, and I'm going to explain further of this using other instruments, so we don't get stuck on the euro, and you get experience from every other instrument as well. I'm just going to leave this here, and I'll see you in the next lesson.